Hello, my name is Dr. Mary Hamer. I'm giving an exclusive interview regarding Joran van der Sloot's attorney, Jose Jimenez Navarro, as well as other topics. The key topic of concern of mine is the unprofessional conduct of Attorney Jimenez. Specifically, I sent Attorney Jimenez $75,000 for bail money. And in a December 1st email, Attorney Jimenez responds, "Yes, I received your money." And yet now I find out by Peruvian law that there is no bail for someone charged with murder in Peru. So I ask myself, why didn't Attorney Jimenez inform me that this is impossible? So on January the 12th, I asked Attorney Jimenez to return the money to my bank account. That deadline came and went, so then I went and made a public declaration that Attorney Jimenez is in default of returning my $75,000. I consider that unprofessional conduct, and I'm asking the Peruvian legal system to vacate Joran van der Sloot's sentence of Friday, January the 13th, based on unprofessional conduct by Attorney Jimenez. I have sent Attorney Jimenez about $100,000 in legal fees, bail money, and other expenses. I've sent them through bank wires and Western Union money transfers. I've sent them because he has asked me to pay his legal fees. For example, in the end of 2011, Attorney Jimenez emailed me and informed me that he has 3 months of unpaid legal fees, September, October, and November, and that he charges $1,500 per month legal fees for a total of $4,500. I then wired Attorney Jimenez about $16,000 at that time to pay for those legal fees as well as other expenses. I sent the money to Attorney Jimenez because, number one, he's an attorney. I respect attorneys. He's Joran van der Sloot's attorney. I want to help out Joran. And I trusted him with my money. I did ask for 3 months of unpaid attorney's fees, even though a journalist from Turner.com states that Attorney Jimenez denies that I have paid any of his legal fees. But I have an email verifying that Attorney Jimenez did ask me for those legal fees. On November the 30th, 2011, I sent Attorney Jimenez $75,000 US dollars through a bank wire. On December the 1st, the next day, Attorney Jimenez emailed me back and said, yes, I have received about $75,000 minus some tax money, and he confirmed that he received that money. In another email, Attorney Jimenez talks about an apartment for Joran van der Sloot. So Attorney Jimenez accepted the bail money. He talked about an apartment for Joran. He talked and communicated with me as though bail is a possibility for someone charged with murder. But again, according to the Peruvian legal system, that is impossible. So I consider that, again, another example of unprofessional conduct. And that's why I'm asking the Peruvian legal system to vacate the judgment of the sentence for Joran van der Sloot that was passed on Friday, January the 13th. When an attorney does not return money, bail money that, first of all, that is impossible for someone charged with murder, that's unprofessional. Attorneys have a standard of conduct that they must live up to. They, secondly, need to be honest when they're receiving money, and I consider his behavior dishonest. He has not been honest with me. Thirdly, most importantly, he has a duty to his client, Joran Vandersloot, for managing the case. And I consider this very poor management of Joran's legal case. Another party that I have sent money to on behalf of Joran Vandersloot is Anita Vanderloot, Joran's mother. In the second half of 2010, I sent Anita Vandersloot about $20,000 for Joran Vandersloot's care, food, clothes, legal fees, and other expenses. Joran Vandersloot informed me that he never received any of that money, of the $20,000 that I sent Anita Vandersloot. So you can see I have some serious concerns about the money I have sent for Joran's care and legal counsel. Where did that money go? I don't know. And that's why I'm now making a public declaration of not only unprofessional conduct by Joran's attorney, Mr. Jimenez, but I question Anita also. Where did that money go? Well, I've had a poor relationship with her lately because she made a statement that some lives are not to save, referring to her son, Joran. And I take serious disagreement with that statement. Every life is precious. Joran didn't get that money, and that's very consistent with her statement that some lives aren't worth saving. They're very consistent statements. If you don't believe in someone who's in prison charged with a crime, then that would make sense that that person would not get that money. If you don't have faith in that person. I feel that Anita Vandersloot did take advantage of me. One day in a phone conversation with Joran Vandersloot, Joran kept repeating, "Mary, I'm afraid something's going to happen to them." I said, "Joran, who do you mean by them?" He said, "His family." I said, "What do you mean you're afraid something's going to happen to them?" And he didn't say kill, but he was afraid someone was going to kill them. And I said, "Well, why, Joran? Why?" He said that he knows some very important information about the murder of JohnBenet Ramsey, the 6-year-old girl from Colorado. And he has that information on tape, on 2 USB chips in 2 different locations. And right away I thought that might be a motive to entrap him in Lima, Peru, in a Midnight Express type prison. And I have since been trying to get a hold of those 2 USB tapes. Joran has a tape of the person who killed JohnBenet Ramsey documented on those 2 USB chips. I don't have proof. I'm speaking hearsay now. I'm quoting what Joran Vandersloot told me, but Joran Vandersloot, but he said this person is very wealthy. And I responded, "Are the initials JSB? Or JBR. I responded, "Are the initials JBR?" And he said yes. And he corroborated that information by stating the following. He said that he was paid hush money by this person in the amount of about $2 to $3 million. I was shocked that I figured out who he was talking about. He gave me some clues. He said, "Mary, the person who killed JohnBenet Ramsey, because he knows he's being wiretapped and his emails are being spied on, so he has to talk cryptically to me on the phone or by emails." And he said that the person that killed the little 6-year-old, is very wealthy and former military and even more powerful than the FBI, pulling strings and So I started connecting the dots, and I said, wait a minute. Beth Holloway did date JohnBenet Ramsey. And it just all started coming together. And it's been a very shocking thing I've had to go through and experience. Again, some of this is hearsay. It's what Joran told me. I don't have proof on a piece of paper. I do not have those USB chips, but I'm trying to get them. I've tried to recruit people to help me out, but I've been unsuccessful. I don't know if it's because people don't believe Joran, but I do. I believe him. I'm not a police interrogator. I'm not the world's expert on lie detection, but I feel I have enough of a relationship with Joran where I feel I can trust him. In conclusion, in this exclusive interview regarding Joran van der Sloot, his attorney Jose Jimenez Navarro, and other issues, I am making a public declaration of unprofessional conduct of attorney Jimenez. I am asking the Peruvian legal system to vacate the judgment against Joran van der Sloot for the reasons I have discussed in this interview. Unprofessional conduct, requests have been made of me, Dr. Hamer, by attorney Jimenez for Joran's legal fees and bail money. I have in good faith sent that money for those specific purposes, and yet now I find out that bail is not possible under Peruvian law for someone charged with murder. So I therefore have shown evidence of unprofessional conduct, dishonesty. I have requested that bail money be returned. I set a deadline. The deadline came and went. That bail money has not been returned to me. I now claim a public declaration of default of that $75,000 bail money. There also, number two, have been violations of the attorney-client privilege. Attorney Jimenez has talked to me or emailed me about many issues, private issues of Joran van der Sloot's legal case, his legal strategy, the robbery-murder issue, Joran's confession that the police released to the media, and other topics that I consider a violation of the attorney-client privilege. Thirdly, I have just been recently informed that attorney Jimenez has called me names, as well as other people, the Coca-Cola crazies, the people who have fought for Joran van der Sloot's civil rights. Attorney Altez is an attorney in Lima, Peru, that with attorney Katrina from America, that defended Joran van der Sloot initially in 2010 to 2011. Then in 2011, attorney Jimenez took over. Attorney Jimenez has called me and attorney Katrina and Altez the Coca-Cola crazies because the three of us have fought for Joran van der Sloot's civil rights. And we have fought fervently.